Hey guys, welcome to another session of RBTL, reading between the lines, where we talk about the news and updates and stuff like that. So first things first, we got free equip event. Feels like the last one was at least a month ago, like fully. So a couple months ago, we had those like weird ones. We got like 2 free equip events, either back to back or every 2 weeks. But it was because of like a special event, like Chinese New Year, all that kind of stuff. And then it's been a month, so I think everybody's been waiting for it. Sadly, it is only the regular event length, so from the Thursday to the Sunday. Generally, I don't even get to re-equip or like re-look at everyone's gear until like the weekend, so it's pretty tough. But I mean, it's better than nothing, so this is definitely a good time to do it if you guys are having big plans here. We got an update notice, a very, very short one. Compared to some other ones, we've had some pretty big patches in the past 2-3 weeks, so it's kind of okay. I think we need to take that, we need to cool it down anyway. If you guys have watched the podcast, I was in with X Guy King and some of the other guys. We were talking about the pacing of the game, so I'm okay with this being slowed down for this week. We got a serious side story, first time, I think first time ever, and I was worried when the Iseria and Lilias banner were returning in the data mine. I was worried, like, oh please do not have Iseria have her own artifact. And yeah, not much to cover here, outside to say that I could finally not farm my catalysts for ML Kent. But yeah, so we got a double banner again. So last time we had the Vivian Tenebria banner, and I was saying that my speculation is that these double banners are speeding this up. It's like, quickly get them while we're still giving it to you, kind of thing. And perhaps it's just also probably like a mental change as well for the player base. It's just like, okay, we'll always have these like double banners, so the rate of you getting the hero you want becomes quicker. In terms of like seeing the hero you want. So for example, I think a lot of people missed out on Lilias the first time around, and Lilias has proven to be really good, and I did say that, and I say this all the time, especially like when I compare it to Cerise being a limited. I think that Lilias is probably the main prize on these two. I mean, Iseria is still good as well. She's fantastic for PvE, really good for PvP. Even in RTA, people are using her, and this is not Iseria Tamarine combo Iseria, just like Iseria herself is actually really good. But good thing she is having Song of Stars again. So if you're missing her or Song of Stars, perhaps you want to go for it. But like I said, I think on the previous RBTL, I did say that these double rate up banners coming, I would speculate as we're gonna see some good heroes coming down the line. Just keep in mind that we are still in technically finished the first quarter of the new year, but we still have pretty much 9 months, 8 to 9 months to go in terms of like until the year ends. So definitely be careful of how you spend your bookmarks. Only go for ones that you would need, that they fulfill a role for you. So for example, Iseria being like a cooldown reset is actually very good, and then stripper and debuffer, that kind of stuff. Lilias, I would say out of the two though, if you don't have any, I would say Lilias is probably higher priority. She's so good at everything. I use, like, mine's not even built well, and I don't even use her that much in PvP, but I know her potential in PvP. She's so good in PvP. Her imprints are really good as well. Two slots in the back line for attack, and if you guys know how Lilias works, for those who are watching, of course her S3 is skills on the damage skills on the person with the highest attack, and that could be post-attack buff. So I've said this before, I'll say it here again, I was cleaved by a Lilias. I'm pretty sure it's roughly 300 crit damage. Cleaved by a Lilias with a fast Charles, going with an attack buff, and I think there was a Gunther on the team, or an ML Ken. It probably was an ML Ken, with really high attack, and the cleave like one-shot my Charles. Which is crazy. It's pretty much one shot everyone on my team. So she can be really good. She could be a DPS. She could be a tank. Someone who provokes for 2 turns that ignores or doesn't hit, so technically ignores elemental disadvantage. And then you can soul burn it to guarantee it too, so super good in RTA. And then the guaranteed dual attack on the S1. So yeah, you can build her as a speedy tank support, you can build her as a DPS. She's like everything, and she has good base stats, so good speed, good HP. You get multiple artifacts on her depending on how you want to use her. So yeah, she's a very, very high pick in RTA. I use her all the time in PvE, especially Hall of Trials. I pretty much main her and the Tamarine, and even for the Abyss 100, which is the one I struggled with the most, I use Lilias as well. So it's just up to keep in mind. I think Lilias, even though she's a return banner here, and that there could be potential like new heroes coming that are really OP, I think Lilias will have her place for a very long time. Just because like of everything I said, she can fit almost any role you want her to. So definitely really good. And then we got the Powder of Knowledge. This round, not as exciting, but I'm glad, because then I don't have to use any of my powder except probably for the Bottle of Knowledge. I'm still trying to max limit break some of my limited artifacts, like drink, specialty drink and stuff like that. Wind Rider is very, very, like, ever since the Sez nerf, and they kind of like nerfed Wind Rider's like usefulness. So for example, Wind Rider used to work for Grass or Earth Vildred too, when he does Dancing Blade, but it doesn't work on him anymore. So Wind Rider is like not really like used a lot anymore. I don't see it a lot. Shamadra Staff got that buff, so Shamadra Staff could be a good investment here. 20 effect resistance all around, like just flat given to you. The Shamadra Staff could be good. Atika Scepter, very solid as well. The Sword of Judgment, probably don't need yet. I still don't think Sword of Judgment is a very, very good artifact. I know some people try to run it, but I think they always default to something else, and Sword of Judgment is just like kind of on the back burner for most people. Moonlight Dreamblade is very good. Wondrous Potion Vial, Hell Cutter, Adamant Shield, all four in terms of the 4-star ones are good. Especially if you're a new player, you probably want to pick up a couple Moonlight Dreamblades, Wondrous Potion Vials. Potion Vials comes in handy in a ton of areas, so I would say that one's a super high priority. PvE, PvP, RTA in the PvP section, and specific fights in Guild War, Arena as well. So definitely pick up that Wondrous Potion Vial. Max limit break that 100%. As fast as possible. Hell Cutter, I'm half on. It depends on how you build your heroes. And then Adamant Shield also is useful, but it depends on who you want to use it with. I would say Moonlight Dreamblade, Wondrous Potion Vial, probably the biggest one, and maybe Shamadra Staff with a 5-star. Like I said, I am skipping this one myself. And now we'll cover the Hoochie shop here. Pretty standard stuff. I would still recommend that the Skystone for the Molagora 500, if you are free to play, but you're active sort of like in the arena, I would still suggest that you get this. This should be a no-brainer. Molagora right now, because it doesn't seem that Smilegate is doing anything else in terms of lowering either the Molagora cost or any kind of Molagora refund or an increase in Molagora, like where we can actually get Molagora every week. Because they're not increasing those things, I would say that even though I don't want to spend the Skystone on the Molagora, I still think you should. Molagora right now is probably, at least for the end game players, the ones who want to like have a ton of gear and have a ton of heroes, they want to like try out an RTA, different comps and stuff. It's the only thing at the moment that is actually holding us back. I know that the community, some people are just like, no, Jagan, you're wrong, there's no Molagora problem. But it's not a problem per se, but it is if you want to play with all the new heroes that they keep releasing and that the devs keep buffing. So it is a problem in that sense. And the only reason why people don't use certain heroes now is because without the Molagora, you can get like insane gear, but without the Molagora to feed into that character, they're just not going to be as effective as someone who has full Molagora. So most of the time, people would have their like defense breakers covered, their attack buffers covered, their like single target DPS, their cleavers, their CR boosters, all that stuff covered. And they're just like, well, why would I want to invest in another one? You know, if this one's already molded and they work in my core core group. Why would I want to invest in another one? So that's what I meant. I know it sounds a bit ranty here, but that's what I meant when I said that there's a Molagora problem. Just because Smilegate is very PvP heavy in terms of like pushing more incentives for players to try new heroes and to do PvP, but then they're not really unlocking this section for us. And I get it. If it's too fast, it makes the game kind of boring because then you're not really waiting, right? At the moment, I kind of like it. If you have like one or two like heroes that you want to build up, and you know that roughly it takes you about like, I don't know, like 3-4 weeks maybe to plus 15 a character. I'm not talking about the mole you get from the events and stuff, but I'm talking about like the way it is right now. Like it takes about like 2 to 3 to 4 weeks if you're building like one character and you had 0 mole to start. So yeah, anyways, that's my thoughts on this one. So yeah, the return banner, I would say these are in a way, like I said, there probably is gonna be a new hero coming next week, since Little Queen Charlotte was released last week, or officially released last week. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a new one. If you are gonna pull on this, I do suggest that you guys do wait until the end of the week near, and then see if we got like some information either through data mine or whatever. Maybe they'll Smilegate will tease it on like Facebook or whatever. So anyways, that's my thoughts on this for RBTL. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.